The gang stalking I get. This was yesterday. Sorry, Thursday. Today's Saturday. So Thursday, I shared this clip with my friend because I thought it was hysterical. Very much how my life seems too. But and then this was yesterday. So the day after I was sharing that clip, this was the cover of the New York Post. If you want to go hard on the New York Post for being, this is at least the New York Post has like an excuse for faking all news and being sold out. There's an old article someone figured out after 9/11, the anthrax attacks. Al Qaeda mailed anthrax. You know, they were pounding us with terrorists, 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 be afraid, terrorists, terrorists, be afraid, they're everywhere. They're mailing anthrax. We need to pass the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act shreds the Constitution, lets them do their gang stalking, illegal stuff without a judge's consent, spy on people, surveil on people, just destroy the Constitution. Anything anybody ever called free and thought was awesome about America. But, so this guy was publishing this editor of the Inquirer was publishing stuff like that. And he got mailed anthrax by Al Qaeda, LOL. And then, the publisher, one of the editors of the New York Post, was printing similar articles, and he got mailed anthrax. And then, whatchamacallit, Senator Daschle and Leahy were the two Democrats, because they control both sides in many ways, but they had Republicans pushing the Patriot Act since the whole go-to-war movement was a Republican thing. And so, I don't know how many honest senators there are in both parties, but I guess Daschle and Leahy, the two leading Democrats, were not on board with destroying the Constitution, so they got mailed anthrax. So at least the New York Post has an excuse that the government was killing their editors to get them on board with faking all news. Well, anyway. Also the gang stalk torture I get, aside from the mind flaying, mind cooking, and the flexing of the brain rapery. It was one day after this, I thought to myself, at least I ghost them. That was it. The torture was so bad at that point, I had like one clear thought a day, and like ghost is like when you're playing Counter-Strike and you get killed and you tell your teammates where the enemy team is. So I was like, at least I ghost them. And the next day they cut me off in traffic, forced my car to stop next to a pole with an 89 on it, and the guy's license plate was Ghost 809. So that's the level of power mind control they have. That's why they did COVID, to mask 5G EMF poisoning side effects, so they could rape your brain and monitor you with AI. But it was clever. Like he got in front of me, made me stop my car next to the 89, and it's 809. So I wonder if they missed, like I drove by some other 809 address and that was like their backup thing. I don't know. But anyway, it's the mind control torture program. It's year 17 of mind control torture program. This is god level stuff. I don't know. Gods want to duke it out in the air, they can do it. I'm sick of it all. I don't know. I just need help. But anyway, all that goes on. Your government's bioterrorists that did 9/11 COVID, hoax Israeli concert attack. They did HIV. There's an amazing talk on YouTube. Dr. Wilner injects HIV into himself from 1995. He called Fauci genocidal in 1995. Never hear any doctors get called genocidal, but Fauci's been called it twice in 25 years. I mean, to be fair to them, there's the Egyptian brain snake things that hollow through your brain apparently and control your mind, but that's what they've been doing to me. I assume that's what it is because they put their pyramids on the dollar bills and stuff. And it seems odd to me that secular people would start drawing Egyptian pyramids on dollar bills. But anyway, all that goes on. Mass insanity. I don't trust much of the Bible, but when it says something I agree with, I appeal to authority. The ways of peace they know not. Well, if we do a false flag, and these guys in 400 years could have been developed enough to be a threat to America. Like dudes in deserts with AK-47s. They killed 15 million of them off of false flag Iraq. These two economists figured 15 million. Because if you get your food and water cut off in the desert, you're gonna have a bad time. They're very crazy people. I mean, they don't know what they're doing, right? That's the Jesus stuff. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just like, oh yeah, this works. We told them this, and now we get them to go to war. Like, okay, why? Okay, why? There's zero threat to you. They want it to war profiteer, I guess. They want it to, they make lots of money. Their friends are in, whatchamacallit. Their friends are in arms dealing and stuff. Crazy, crazy. Trouble is, like, the world is so civilized now. But they've been cooking everyone's brains with the neurotoxins. So you watch the news from 40 years ago when they put just this citizen on a civilian and they start talking about something. It's just like, wow, these people were smarter than us. Because they've been dumbing us down with dumb stuff. And it's I forget, it was MIT or somebody did a study. Like, if you hang out with smart people, you get smarter. They saw that and they're like, quick, flood the news with stupid people. Flood stupid people everywhere. People will get stupider. Crazy, crazy. Anyway, I don't know what to do with any of it. I was happily living here bothering nobody. The cabal came for me. They came for me and said, we're going to gang stalk you all day long. It's a taunt to me because they tell me I was King David. And also, I fought honestly. I didn't do these fake news stories all day long. Again, Jean Benet Ramsey is Shirley Erica Kirk. Her nose goes up, has a little dent on the left side of her face, the right side of the photo. She's got the Freemason floor colors, so they molested her into their cult. There's that little extra dent on the left side of her nose, the right side of the photo. Crazy but true. They're the same age. They do this stuff continually. That's Sandy Hook shooter Adam Lanza. You go find a photo of Adam Lanza and frickin', I don't know if I can find it quick, but he was Christina Grimmie's brother giving a eulogy a few years later. Where do we go? We're way down here. Well, somewhere over here. Oh, there's my neighbor that ran my car. I should have pictures of my cat on my phone and maybe trees or stuff that I appreciate instead. This is life goes Nazi by our terrorists. Oh, false flag wars. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I don't think if I search, here we go. There's Adam Lanza. The Sandy Hook shooter. Again, they're indoctrinating these kids. They tell them, yeah, this is how it works. This is Freemasonry. This is what we do. We're as special people. We tell people their children are going to die in school. And they did this the day of the Orlando Pulse hoax. I'm very sure, in case they got caught. In case something went wrong with Orlando Pulse. So they could be like, how dare you? America's sweetheart, Christina Grimmie, just got shot. How dare you talk about that crazy conspiracy stuff? Where's the This is really telling. This is a bomber in Egypt. I slowed down the. This was an easy bust. Just slow down the footage. This is why they stopped showing so much footage from their fake news events, because there's always something they're screwing up. They're like, oh, the light of Lucifer guides us. Okay, how come you're screwing up so much? But anyway. So the sky blows up, and the guy who's supposed to be the official bomber, that guy in the blue jacket, is just standing there. So just photoshopped it in. We need to kill these Muslims. They're blowing up everything. Okay, false flag war profiteers. Again, sick of showing it over and over, but cars have a 97% kill rate if they're going 50 miles an hour. This car in Times Square is supposed to be going 90 miles an hour, and there's dudes surfing on the hood of it. Like, that guy's just chilling. There's a guy just sitting on the headlight. Like, just fake as. Anyway. A Marine spotted this as a St. Cloud Mall ISIS attack. But Marines train with rubber knives, and he noticed, hey, that knife is bending on that guy's back, and then he just gets up and runs away. The guy switched from using his rifle to stabbing people in the back, supposedly. Is that Times Square attack again? Just showing how slow. Like, people walk 3 miles an hour. Just shows how slow the car was going if that guy was walking that slow. But, you know, they had circus tumblers, I guess, getting out of the way. They added CGI. They have like a small hidden army of bioterrorists who tell you to poison your baby's brain, poison this guy with neurotoxins, and no, people pay no attention. So this is where I talk about the gang stalk torture. I felt awkward one day, but at least I got them to slip because they're so eager to attack me. I felt awkward one day that I was in a robe and I was putting garbage out. And then the next day, freaking a guy who looks like me, but definitely doesn't look like the was it Manchester or West? Manchester bomber, the Ariana Grande concert hoax bomber. Pale and pasty guy putting out his garbage. The neighbor thought it was suspicious how he acted, putting out his garbage. So he took video of it. But this is the official bomber, like kinky black hair, completely tan skin tone, and then pale pasty man in a robe. Comes out on the news like a day or two after I felt awkward. I was putting my garbage out in a robe. So they have, I don't know, they're Egyptian brain snakes, like read your thoughts or something once they're raping your brain. I have no idea. Hopefully I'm main tanking enough of them. Maybe I'm doing something good. Maybe it's taking extra demons to destroy my life. They only have so many demons to possess young women that are like, yeah, okay, we're gonna do a fake shooting in Vegas. Okay, we need to carry out the victims. They carried that woman all the way out into the street. While the paramedics were like, oh, you've carried her 800 yards. That guy's just chilling. A small army of special Lucifer worshippers is what they brand themselves. Again, I have no idea on the spiritual stuff, but this is how they do. Israeli soldier attacks child in the middle of a desert. But the kid threw a rock at him. He was at some protests that nobody ever heard of in the middle of nowhere. They're biting him and attacking him. Like this dude, armed with an assault rifle or a submachine gun, I guess, tackled the kid that threw a rock at him. Like, a rock can kill you. So all he did was tackle him, and then all of a sudden there's 8 cameras on scene in the middle of nowhere. I don't think I have the good. There's way more professional cameras surrounding this guy than that. But these are the special people that fake all news. That's how they get trillions of tax dollars to play with. I don't really want to zoom in on that one or that one, get a Facebook censorship, but anyway. Here's a 9/11 widow that they just outright murdered because she wanted to sue for truth. Here's the BBC reporting Tower 7 fell 20 minutes before it did. And no skyrise has ever fallen down from fires, and that one barely had a fire in it. Here's a guy they disgraced, called him a crazy person because he was telling the truth. Hey, he's got a really good talk you can find on YouTube or Facebook. Generally, it's hosted there if you search his name. They fake so much news that airplanes are a really good contained kind of place to fake news. So all of a sudden people are wilding out on airplanes. They want everyone fighting, everyone mad at each other, everyone killing each other. It serves their purpose. There's Bill Cooper predicted 9/11 2 months before it happened, and shot dead on his front lawn a month after 9/11. Anyway, I was on repeat with this stuff, but crazy but true. And again, the assassins have spent thousands and thousands and millions of dollars to torture me and mind control me and mind fuck my life, and I don't like it. I do not enjoy it. It's the same friend that I mailed that to. I sent a Bruce Lee video about 2 hours before this guy drove in front of me. That's their all day. Yeah. Millions and millions of dollars to torture me. By the assassins who fake news and say, yeah, my brother was George Floyd in the fake shooting. I need that paper, y'all. Give us some charity money, y'all. We down with the Egyptian brain snakes. Anyway. All that goes on. But there are happy people in the world, like this guy. That guy's keeping Christmas real for everybody. Anyway, all that goes on. Like, this should be my phone. I shouldn't have to deal with Nazi bioterrorists, but instead I get whatever gang stalking I was. Oh yeah, I spend a lot of time talking about this. I get 9v1s in Counter-Strike when I play Counter-Strike, in case I say something about their Nazi bioterrorism in a public place. Here's whatever weird radar anomaly, whatever they're doing to people. I mean, that could be natural cell tower thing, but where's the other definite proof of bombing cities with neurotoxins? I don't know. But they're bombing us with neurotoxins. That's got to be billions of dollars in money. They did the climate change hoax as an excuse to get to bomb us with neurotoxins. And where to go? And but they only drop their clouds over city centers, like right on top of people is where they choose to drop their clouds. Not Let me try and search. I guess weather radar would be. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Right on top of city centers. I mean, those look like chemical spills. Those look like. I dropped my phone. That looks like if you like take some water and dump it on a paper towel. Like, those don't look like clouds. That looks like something's being dispersed right on top of cities. I had ChatGPT list all the cities that they're. All those areas. They're all over major cities. They constantly attack our brains in subtle ways, and we become the boiled frog. We just get a little dumber, a little slower, a little more pained, a little less sharp, a little less intelligent, a little more prone to believe there's a shortage on vaccinations. This snow stopped this vaccination delivery, the precious vaccination delivery, so we had to hand it out in the street. Oh my God, you better get a vaccination now. They're so precious, they're going fast. Get your vaccination. And they made $1.3 trillion off of that. Divided among maybe 20 people. This is why when they give you the Epstein files, they're like, oh, yep, look at Epstein again. You know who's guilty? These two people. It's these two people. Oh, and Prince Charles. They must not like Prince Charles. But they're trying to pretend that a blackmail pedophile cult that with thousands of victims only had 3 perpetrators or 5 perpetrators or whatever. They want you looking over there, because if you really look around, if you really pay attention, if you really ask politicians what's going on, you'll find out stuff like this. Stephen Hawking saying, I want to go home and live with my mother. I want to go home and live with my mother. I want to go home. It's like, I want to go home and live with my mother. I want to go home and live with my mother. And the interviewer is like, the translator is like, when I was in science class as a child, I flew model planes and fake all news, giant massive cult of news faker. There's Obama with his daughters. His daughters look like his best friends. His wife is a man, so she can't have babies. But his daughters look just like his best friends. They get millions and millions of dollars for this stuff. Millions of dollars to gang stalk me with their gang stalk license plates. I missed that one. I got my phone out too slow. But that corner there. Vanity plates are 1 in 50 out here. I've counted 4 or 5 separate times, but at that corner that I walk by twice a day, 3 times, 4 times a day, it's around a 1 in 2 chance that there's a vanity plate parked there every day. Oh, a vanity plate. It's not normal. Also not natural. Like this at 7-Eleven. I was talking about bread. And then I walked to 7-Eleven and there's Mr. Levin. Crazy but true. So anyway, all that goes on. I don't know what else they're doing out here, but I do lots of crazy stuff. Lots of crazy. It's too much for me. What else they doing? What else they doing? Oh, it's just that's a benign photo. That's my cat sleeping in my neighbor's driveway. Hey. So anyway, all that goes on. What were we gang stalking here today? That was my football jersey number. I don't remember. It was too long ago in the gang stalkery. But they fake tiger attacks. Like, here's his left hand stuck in the tiger cage, bloody. Took cops 5 minutes to get there. Poor guy had his hand stuck in the tiger's mouth for 5 minutes. Same hand, his arm is torn apart, but his hand is clean. Whoop-dee. This is a minor psyop, so they must not have had their A-team involved. Here's Kyle Rittenhouse. Here's the prosecutor laughing his ass off. Here's the defense laughing his ass off, their asses off. Kyle is a better, like, if you slow it down, he's giggling too. But nobody in the background is laughing. Nobody else gets the joke. That's what they call an inside joke. Only the insiders are in on it. Eh. So anyway, all that goes on. Eh. This is continually how they do, though. Cook your brain out. This is how they kill babies, and they know they're killing babies. Like, this isn't hard to find science. Cook babies' brains. Make them special needs. It's weird because like they have like their Hitler Club mentality, and Hitler was murdering special needs kids, but they're creating special needs kids. Again, like if you don't die from vaccinations, which it does seriously spike your baby's chance of death. It's not okay, he didn't die, so he's fine. Like then they're going to be slower, they're going to have neurological problems, going to be less coordinated, have more problems at school, more prone to need whatever medications they're selling for billions of dollars a year. Less easy to catch the evil stuff that's going on, more likely to get the homes for these Egyptian brain snakes or unclean spirits or sins of Egypt or whatever it is, I have no idea. But more likely to make people homes for stuff that has their crisis actors giggling, they can't even crisis act properly. So all that goes on. Insane but true. Faking George Floyd. They want black people hating white people and white people hating black people. Right in time for presidential elections. What are they talking about? Oh, they might pay attention to taxes and geopolitics. Okay. Cops are executing a black man live on TV. Make them fight. Again, George Floyd got $14 million on GoFundMe. His brother got $400,000. His daughter got $2 million on GoFundMe. What's her name? Pretty, the last ICE fake victim, got $1.5 million like a day later on GoFundMe. They make big money off of this stuff. It's a cottage industry terrorizing people. And then they get to do stuff like Pam Bondi, a month before this happened, said, I'm going to follow the letter of the law. So that meant she was going to release all the files. And then a week before she releases the file, hey Pam, did you hear about the massacre in Bondi? Pam, did you hear of the massacre in Bondi? Their government is the mafia. Crazy but true. So anyway, all that goes on.